Bob Chaos 23 asks me, can extremists on both sides of a particular issue realize they don't have all the answers and that compromise is inevitable? I don't think that's possible, really. It depends on how you define extremists. I mean, my personal observation is the more extreme someone is, the less likely they are to compromise under any terms whatsoever. You know, true extremists won't compromise. So I think that, you know, if we take the words to their logical conclusion now, I don't think so. I think compromise is for everybody else, and everybody else has to drag the extremists along with them, kicking and screaming. Um, just don't blow shit up. Phoenix Rider asked me, can I suggest some good songs that have been covered where the original and the cover are both really good? Yeah, I think I wrote you a list here of suggestions. I Got to Get You Into My Life by the Beatles and Earth, Wind and Fire. I love EWF's rendition. It's completely different than the original and, in my opinion, in some ways better. Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson and Soulfly, in not together but distinct from each other. Down in the Park by Gary Newman and Marilyn Manson. That's a really good cover. Light My Fire by The Doors and Will Young. I know some people will say, Will Young, Paul, you got to be fucking kidding me. But no, I think he basically made that song his own and turned it into something else. And you know, fair play. That's what I say. I Got You, Babe by Sonny and Cher, and also UB40 and Chrissy Hind. I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones and Devo. Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells, also Joan Jett and Prince. Through Being Cool by Devo and They Might Be Giants. I Melt With You by the Modern English and Bowling for Soup. And Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson and Christina Aguilera. And Across the Universe by the Beatles and Fiona Apple. Those are they, okay? That seemed to take way longer than I meant to, sorry. Anyway, I hope you like those. Liam JR24 asked me, am I going to hold any more blog TV style live sessions? And the answer to that will definitely be yes. I do have an account on Vaughn Live TV. I'll try to remember to leave a link to that in the in the description box. And yeah, you can go over there, and if you don't already have an account on Vaughn, make one, and then let me know that you've made one here in the comments section or whatever, and then I'll think about holding one in the near future. He also asked me, is Teddy Bender dead, or could he make a glorious comeback? Well, you know, I still do have the equipment to revive Teddy should Teddy ever make a comeback, and I would never rule such a thing out, although I can't imagine why he would be necessary, since Tommy never asked for the character. Tommy abandoned his plans for the show, so I abandoned the character. You know, I tried as you know, I did 2 videos as Teddy. The second one I liked a lot, actually. All right, next question. Will we ever see the epic funk beard again? Yeah, for sure. You know, sometimes I grow beards during the winter. I don't know. Maybe this winter I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. It makes me look 10 years older. Right, which current issue has too much attention paid to it, and which one needs or deserves more attention on YouTube or out there in the world? I don't really feel qualified to judge which, you know, I find the motives behind what they show us and what they don't show us to be suspicious in general. And I haven't really been in a position recently to do much digging into things that aren't shown. So yeah, I don't really trust the media in general, and I think that's just the way you have to approach it. Um, right. Davidius Dormausius asks me, many people revere Jesus, not just Christians, also Hindus, Muslims, and, you know, New Agers. What do you think of the many views of Christ? Can we know about the historical Jesus? What do I think about the many views of Christ? Well, I think the fact that there are many views of Christ is inevitable, and um, frankly, that's what Jesus is good for. People can throw whatever stuff they want on it and make it stick, um, as long as it has some, you know, plausible connection to Scripture, I suppose, and that's what people do. You know, I have a lot of friends who are nominally Christian, but don't go to church or anything like that. And you know, there are nice people who basically just think Jesus was really wise, and they try to live according to what their understanding of, you know, the few parts that they've read about, you know, which often isn't much. You know, that's what I think. I could go on about that all day. Anyway, right. Leighton Way asked quite a few questions, and I'm going to humor him with quite a few answers. What's my most favorite and least favorite British accent? Well, I don't actually dislike any accents, so least favorite is what I'll say, because I'm not by any stretch saying I dislike anyone's accent on this whole island. There are some accents I find harder to understand than others, but that doesn't make me not like them, you know. Um, for example, I've got a couple friends who are Geordies, and half the time I have to ask them to repeat themselves, but I think it's a cool accent. I just can't always get it on the first take. Um, so yeah, anyway, but I suppose if my least favorite is the sort of toff sort of accent, you know, people who, whether by what level of affectation you can't always tell, just seem to overdo it. And I don't know at what point in their life they adopted the affectation, or I don't know, because yeah, people don't talk like that, you know, but then they do, so it's a bit weird. So that's my least favorite British accent. My most favorite British accent, Southern Wales, I suppose. Yeah, I like a Welsh accent. I think they sound funny, and I find funny good. So yeah. What's my most favorite and least favorite U.S. accent? Again, I don't really dislike any of the accents in my homeland. I actually like a lot of them, although some of them are easy to mock. Um, and people take the piss out of various different Southern accents all the time. Um, but I don't dislike any of those. My least favorite accent, I suppose, would be my birth town, which is Chicago. I've heard some women in Chicago who seem to be talking through their noses, and that's just, I don't know, it kind of bugs me. My most favorite American accent, well, that'd have to be West Coast, of course. If I was a teacher, what would I teach? Well, actually, I was studying to be a teacher when I had to give up college to come back and be a single parent to my two kids. And so that's not actually an implausible question. I was going to teach, at the time, I was going to teach English and RE, religious education. I think I might still embark on such a thing if I was inclined to do that. That would probably still be my areas of expertise, because I've done a lot of reading in both. So yeah. What is my social security number? It's 9 digits long. Best subject in school? Well, I guess my best subject was probably, I don't know, geology. Yeah, probably. I got pretty good grades in geology, and I took meteorology as well, but didn't do quite as well in that one. And yeah, that was probably my best subject. Baronessa asked me, is this a Q&A video? No, this is an answers video. Am I Paul? Yes. Where's Jody Weiner? Jody is in hiatus at the moment. I still have the Jody equipment, and I can still quite easily play the character. I just haven't had any ideas. Actually, that's not true. In the time that I wasn't making very many videos, I had a couple of ideas for Jody videos. For example, when there was the whole thing about the congressman not being allowed to say vagina, I had a great Jody video for that in my head, but I just wasn't in a position to make it. And it's too late now, because, you know, the moment is gone. Right, and you know, how's my channel name supposed to be pronounced? However anyone wants to pronounce it is fine with me. I'm not perturbed either way. I say Got That Funk. People can say it how they like it. Debbie Omi asked me, how are my kids? They seem to be very well at the moment, thanks for asking. And am I happy? Yeah, for the most part. I usually am. Happiness is always in a matter of degree, and always an approach, not a destination. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching this video, and until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.